Trekcast.
The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
Oh, he's dancing.
I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
like a windmill.
God, love that music.
It's a fun little song.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a fun little song. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. I am Scott Strongbeard Bouters, and with me is Daniel Reyes.
That's me. Yeah, it's
That is
just
you.
us. It's just us today. Dan was, he was pre-gaming before the Super Bowl. And you know how he loves sports. So
right. Well, that's just a cover for a super secret mission for Section 32.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
So, oh man.
So why don't you tell us what we're doing here today?
Yeah. So we're gonna do an episode because it's on sale right now on the Nintendo Switch shop. We decided to review the Star Trek Prodigy video game, Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. It is currently on sale over there on the Nintendo Switch shop for just $4.99. And it will be on sale until the 18th of February. So we figured, why not? Let's just review it. It's Star Trek related. Yeah. So yeah.
$5. Why not?
$5. Why not? So if you're looking for something to do today, because, most people will be playing, watching the sports. And if you're not a sports person, maybe you want to do that. So
yeah.
Well,
and you got another, 8 hours till the Super Bowl. So if you're bored between now and then and you are going to watch the Super Bowl.
That's right. You got time to download it and get it going. So
yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? Anyways, so yeah, how was your week?
Doing good. It's I'm just ready for spring to be here. The snow is starting to get a little bit depressing, and we had an ice storm earlier in the week, and
oh man,
yeah, just lots of ice and snow, and snow days for school and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm ready for the sun to come out. I'm ready to get my motorcycle out. I'm ready. Bring on the spring.
Yeah. Normally by now the snow is pretty much gone or melting away in Idaho, but this is the first week we've had real snow of all.
Oh
winter.
wow!
Yeah. It's been cold enough for snow, but there hasn't been any. So
yeah, we need to get working on those weather modification nets that we heard about.
Yeah.
In Star Trek,
definitely off.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, just a few years ago when I first moved here, winter happened in November, and now it's like February. It's
right.
Changing, man.
It's in Michigan. It starts in sometimes it can start in September and not end until May. So
oh man,
you just never know with Michigan.
yeah. It's cold here though. It's like I think 5 degrees or 6. Something like that.
Oh yeah, that is cold.
Yeah,
and in Michigan we get this false spring where in late March we'll get the sun will come out, and the flowers will start to blossom, and start to get 60 degrees and maybe even close to 70, and then that weekend it's 3 inches of snow.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Where? Why?
Yeah. And then it's always fun the first snow when people have to learn how to drive in the snow again.
Oh yeah,
all these slide off and crashes. Yeah,
we get that even if it's hasn't snowed in a few days and then it snows again.
Yeah,
it just resets.
Yeah, how do I do this? Just drive slow. Right. It's fine.
Can't remember. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I drive a semi too, so I see a lot of stupid.
I bet you do. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get to Star Trek news. We've got quite a bit, so. Here we go.
Star Trek news.
All right. So our first news story comes to us from The Wrap. There it is. So this is kind of interesting that this story came out. It makes me wonder why it's just being thrown out there right now. But the headline is, the Star Trek franchise has made $2.6 billion for streaming services. There's even charts. So apparently, Star Trek has garnered quite a bit of money for a lot of these streamers all around the world. Let me get to the chart here. Is that
Now, does that include all of Star Trek, all of streaming, like original series up through Discovery, Picard, or is that just the new stuff?
Yeah. So if you can see on the chart right there, so the purple is Paramount, the red is Netflix, the blue is Amazon, and the green is Hulu. Far and away, the people making the most money with Star Trek, it's kind of been Netflix. It looks like Paramount or Amazon has made quite a bit too, as well. But one of the interesting things is you would think, being that we're US based, how are these other streamers making money well into 2024 with Star Trek? It's because they have the rights in other countries to stream Star Trek. Paramount isn't just everywhere worldwide. So, in like Cambodia or Morocco or Brazil, maybe Netflix has got the rights, right? Or Amazon Prime. So, and then one of the ways they tell that it's that specific programming that is the reason why people are subscribing is if when you go and subscribe to a streamer and like the first thing you watch is that programming or the thing you watch most often. So that's how they can tell that Paramount, that Star Trek is doing that for these streamers. So so worldwide it is garnering a ton of money. The reason why I say this is interesting, that they just all of a sudden throw down like, hey, Star Trek's making a lot of money for a lot of people. To me, it's weird, especially because the whole Section 31 movie just came out and just the widely panned negative reviews, and all of a sudden you're throwing this out. It feels like a little bit like a distraction to me.
Right.
Like, no, guys, I swear we're good. It's either that or they're trying to get more interest for the merger, or someone else to throw in another last minute potential buyout offer. Like, hey, you could own this. It makes a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being conspiracy theorist right there, What do you think?
Who knows how? Yeah, there's an algorithm there too that I'm sure we don't understand, but
I mean, you don't get this released.
I need to reset my internet. Needs to reset. So give me just a second.
Yeah. But like, you don't get this released for other franchises, right? Like, you don't see Law and Order taking this out. You don't see Star Trek or Star Wars releasing these kinds of numbers. Just all of a sudden Star Trek throws this out. It seems a little bit weird to me. So I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think it's suspect that all of a sudden these numbers come out, or do you think it's just them promoting? Jasmine says send in Doge. Yeah, I don't know, man. Those guys are kind of crazy, but so I don't know. I don't know why they decided to throw these numbers out, but all right. So our next news story comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me get that going here. Actually, it's part of. Oh, here we go. Scott's coming back. There he is. There's Scott. Yeah.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So our next.
I just switched over to a different device. So.
Okay. Yeah. Our next news story gives me the chance to play this. It's not quite the deal watch, but close enough. So the Hollywood Reporter is reporting that Paramount has inked a 30-picture finance deal with Domain Capital Group. So this is a private equity fund that has signed on to fund 30 movies with Paramount. That's a lot. They're co-funding them. They're not just straight up, here's a blank check, go make a movie. So it's like they're doing 50-50 with Paramount for 30 pictures. They've already worked with Paramount in the past, doing a couple other movies. They did the Gladiator 2. I don't know if you saw that one.
Not yet. I plan on it, but
okay. They've already funded the Naked Gun remake with Liam Neeson. There's a movie coming out in a few months, Novocaine with Jack Quaid, where he can't feel anything and he's fighting people. He can't feel pain. Yeah. So whatever. They're gonna do a Running Man remake. It looks like. So whatever. But this is all a 30-picture deal. It's interesting to me that they announced this when they're on the verge of being sold. I don't know.
The game's afoot. There's some funky things going on.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
We don't have the whole picture. There's some backdoor stuff going on. There's stuff that they know about that we don't. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on that they're not telling us, and there's got to be a reason why all these deals are falling through.
They're making new deals, which is interesting.
Yeah, but they're making new deals, but they keep making new deals.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Maybe they're preparing just in case they don't get sold, or if it's just a drawn out process to merge with Skydance.
Yeah, but I would think that would be a bad idea to make other deals just in case. You would think that would make the current deal bad.
Not necessarily, because once Skydance owns it, they can just nullify the contracts and say, "Hey, we're done."
Right,
that was the previous regime, and we're out. But I mean, Skydance has worked so much with Paramount, anyways. I'm sure they're kind of already like on the phone saying, "Yeah, we're cool with that."
Yeah, they probably share bathrooms and offices already, and
yeah. They're already moving in. No, we haven't moved in yet. No, we're just hanging out.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. Something's fishy. I think a year from now we're gonna all go, "Oh, that's what was going on."
Yeah.
I just think something is off. Something's not right. We're gonna find out that CEOs are going to private islands, or something's just not right.
Well, remember, Paramount is being run by 3 CEOs.
Right, and it's always a good idea to have 3 bosses.
That's right. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, but I mean, one of the things that the article brought up is potentially one of the films they could finance is a new Star Trek movie. So they got 30 of them to fund. So
Section 31, Part 2.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a news story. And then our last news story comes to us from Inverse. I thought this was interesting. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's a shame that Dan is not here to join us with this, but we're learning more about possible castings for Star Trek Discovery. These are giant what ifs. They were potentials, but they didn't happen. So I thought it was interesting. Brian Fuller was recently on the Decon Chamber podcast. Brian Fuller was the original showrunner for Discovery. So we talked a lot about some of the things that Discovery was going to originally have, and I thought was interesting. Yeah. So one of the things they always wanted Sonequa Martin Green for Michael, but if they couldn't get her, they did have a backup, Julian Anderson.
That was out of left field,
right? A lot of these are going to be like right out of left field. It's kind of crazy. So that was one of the things. Another thing too that was kind of interesting was originally Anthony Rapp was going to play the Doctor, and it was going to be an Andorran Doctor.
Okay, that would have been all right.
And then Wilson Cruz was going to play Anthony Rapp's character,
the engineer. Okay,
he would have played Stamets. Yeah. So that's kind of funny that they would have been flipped.
I mean, a lot of us, and I bet Dan would agree with this, we kind of see a lot of these characters as interchangeable.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I doubt Dan could name 7 main characters from Discovery.
Mm-hmm. Oh. My favorite though, and you'll have to decide if you want to take the red pill or the blue pill with this one. But originally, Lawrence Fishburne was going to be cast as a Klingon.
Yeah, why not? He's a great actor.
Yeah, I would be down with that. You know?
So, I don't think I've ever heard Lawrence Fishburne yell, or raise his voice.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Another thing too that Brian Fuller goes on to say in the podcast that I thought was interesting is that he said that some of the things that he rejected ended up making it into the show anyways.
Really?
After he left, he's like the Klingon design. He's like, I had rejected that.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't want to get into it about the Klingons really, but
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't thinking about the future. They weren't thinking about the past. They weren't thinking about the present when they created those Klingons.
Yeah. So that's yeah. So it's an interest. Yeah, if you want to go watch the Decon Chamber, it's the one with the guys from Enterprise on it, and so it's a fun little show to watch.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, so that's all the news.
All right.
Yeah, it came in just in time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Well, let's get to our main topic, our review of Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. So,
Let's do it.
Fun will now commence.
All right, so we are reviewing Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. Like I said, it is currently for sale on the on the Nintendo Switch shop, as you can see, in the US at least, for $4.99 plus tax. So yeah, so we decided, well, let's it's Star Trek related. We'll play the game and give our thoughts about it.
Right.
Yeah. So you played it on the Switch, right?
I did play it on the Switch. Downloaded it. It was, like you said, it was $5. We just got the Switch for Christmas, so it was our kind of the Christmas gift for the family. And it is it's definitely for kids.
Yes.
For number one, it's definitely a kid's game. The controls are very simple. A game for kids. Now, if you're a hardcore gamer or even a gamer at all, this is going to be very boring for you. It's going to be very rudimentary, especially if you're not any kind of a Star Trek fan or really even a Prodigy fan.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the hour that I spent just going through the first level and just walking around as these two characters.
Yeah, you mainly play as Dal and Gwyn. I've got this footage up of the game from Little Wonders TV on YouTube. They did a walkthrough of the game, so I figured, okay, that's some file footage we can use as we're talking. But the game, yes, it's very simplified. It's very just basic. Run and collect resources. Small, solve tiny puzzles. They're not really that complex. Maybe a little more challenging for a child, but
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a tagline here if you want me to.
Yeah. What's the tagline?
So, after the Protostar, which is the main ship in season 1 of Star Trek Prodigy, after the Protostar picks up strange readings from a dying star, Darrell and Gwen race against the time to save their friends, their ship, new alien species, and an entire planetary system before a supernova destroys them all. So that's basically the overall. There's a supernova happening. They want to save a bunch of people before it blows.
Yeah, and it's a pretty basic premise. It's the ship crash lands on a planet. Somehow their friends get lost. So each level you're finding a friend, you're finding a part of the ship, and you're putting it all back together so you can take off.
Yeah.
So pretty basic setup for a game.
The game is also available not just for the Switch. I don't know if you mentioned this. It's available for the PlayStation, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, as well as the Xbox.
Yeah, and I think it's on stream as well too.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's it's not that complex of a game. You're not gonna be sitting there beating your head as to what to do next. They do have very Star Trek elements in it. You got the phaser, you got the tricorder, which the tricorder is gonna just tell you where to go and what to do, basically.
That's the thing I appreciated the most about it, because I sat down, I didn't, carve out 9 hours to play this game. I just wanted to, check it out, and I wanted to feel some familiar places and characters and things, and and I love Star Trek. I love Star Wars. I played some Star Wars games. So like the last Star Wars game I played was Fallen Order. And I ended up like deep in the bowels of some either cave or ship or something down on like level 15. And I couldn't get out of it. Like the save point was deep within the game. So I couldn't reset. I didn't want to restart. And so I went to the internet and pulled up a map to help me out. And it was like this wire grid map that was more complicated than the wiring system on the shuttle, on the space shuttle. And it's like, I got super frustrated about, I couldn't find my way back. With this game, you just hit the tricorder button and there's a little sort of
like an arrow
pathway light that tells you where to go.
Yeah. And it's not, I'm not going to say like, oh my God, this is the greatest game. No, it's not. It's
not by far. It's not.
No, by far it's not. But it's not the worst either.
No, I've played worse Star Trek games.
Yeah. Oh, A-Wolf's got a great question. Will we get a best and worst Trek games? Have you guys played? Have you ever played on episodes of Star Trek on Trekcast? Oh, yeah, I'm actually working on doing something like that. I might try to stream myself playing some Star Trek games.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
The only other Star Trek game, I mean, I played like Star Trek: The Next Generation for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I played Star Trek: The Next Generation for the handheld Sega.
Oh, yeah.
The Game Gear.
The Game Gear, yeah.
And I tried playing Star Trek Online, but that's it, I don't know, it's kind of complicated. I have ADHD, so I can't concentrate on my attention wanders, which is why I was able to play this game, because there's not a huge learning curve. Prodigy. One of the games that I do have some fond memories of that I did play quite a bit back in the day on the PC was Star Trek Voyager Elite Force.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun game.
Yeah.
So and I played Star Trek Borg, and that was kind of a choose your own adventure kind of thing. But
I was not into Star Trek back in the day, but during COVID, I created a retro gaming machine. So it's got all the games for like the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all the Game Boys, just a ton, Genesis,
right,
ton of things, right? And with that, I have all the libraries for those systems.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah. So as soon as I get up and running, I'll just be streaming some of the Star Trek games as I play them.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, A-Wolf, we'll maybe talk about some of the worst games. I'm sure that would be a fun list. Wondering what the best is. Honestly, this might be a runner-up for one of the best, even though it's not the greatest game, but it's not
great.
Bad.
All the reviews are like just north of fair to Midland.
On Metacritic, which is kind of like the Rotten Tomatoes of video game reviews, it has a 7.8.
Okay.
Rated generally favorable, and most of the reviews are like, yeah, it's a fun kids game. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Steam has it at 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's great for little kids. Like your character never really dies. They just kind of like, if they get killed, all they do is they're like, they just sit there in the corner, kind of like hurt for a little bit, and eventually they recover and come back. So
right.
Yeah, that's all that really happens.
Yep.
And then I think you can play 2-player. I just played myself, and you can just switch between the two characters
myself too. So my son was sitting right next to me, but he was just kind of doing his own thing. So he looked up from his phone every minute or so. But
yeah,
the graphics are decent. About what I would expect for the Switch, which is I don't know what generation console it is, but
yeah. And, I mean, the characters look like the characters. They have the same voice actors, which is great, And it sounds like they recorded new lines for this show or for this game. It's not like they pulled stuff from other episodes.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. The cutscenes are kind of interesting, kind of comic booky.
Right. They look hand drawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
which was an interesting choice, because with a cartoon, a video game based off of a cartoon, you have the opportunity to make it photorealistic.
Right. Right.
So I thought that was an interesting creative choice. So I don't know if it's just easier or cheaper or whatever to do it like that.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because or else you would want to animate, like if they were photorealistic to the cartoon, then you would want to animate it.
Right.
And then that's paying for animators and all that. So it's just easier to we'll get someone to draw it and we're done.
Okay.
Yeah. A-Wolf also says that their personal favorites have been Star Trek Armada 2 and Elite Force 1 and 2 on the PC. Definitely fun with mods. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played either one of those.
Elite Force?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't play 2, but the first one was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well,
so,
yeah.
Do you know anything about it?
No, tell me about it.
So it's been a long time, but basically the plot is Janeway has decided that since they're in the Delta Quadrant and they're coming across all these different threats, she's going to make a new she's going to have Tuvok create like a new branch within the ship, an elite force, if you will, of specialized warriors, and
like a strike team.
Yeah, like a strike team, and they're the ones that go in on all these dangerous missions and take care of business. They kick ass and take names.
So she literally creates a tactical diplomacy unit.
Exactly, a tactical diplomacy unit, and they they're kind of like a SWAT. They've got special weapons and tactics. They got it's like one of the only video games that actually explains away in a sort of reasonable way how you can hold on to so many items or get rid of them. What they create is a little tiny like hip mounted replicator. Okay. So if you need an item, it just replicates for you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is like one of the only in-universe feasible explanations I've seen for pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So.
Yep, the Hazard team.
The Hazard team.
Okay, is that the name of
the? Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a first person shooter.
Okay. And
I've never been big on first or third person shooters. I don't play a lot of Call of Duty or I don't play any Fortnite or anything like that. I've just never been really good at it because I've never, like I said, I've got ADHD, so I've never had the patience to like get good at those. But repetitive games like Mario and Mario Kart and things like that, I can get really good at.
This game, I would say, Star Trek Prodigy Supernova is very repetitive.
Yes, it is.
You are doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, which means you can get better at it. Like I noticed, even just playing the first level, I was able to get really good at switch. Like there's certain parts of the game where you have to, say hold a switch open, but then you can't let go of it, so you have to switch to the other character, and the other character completes a task. Right. So I got pretty good at quickly switching characters and quickly switching between a short range attack with like a handheld weapon versus a phaser attack and combination attacks, stuff like that. So for me, it was, because when I'm playing video games, I basically have the mental and emotional maturity of a fifth grader. I was able to catch on pretty quick.
Well, good. Yeah. The puzzles were kind of fun. Like you find these boxes and you set up triggers to either open a gate or, turn on a bridge so you can cross a canyon. And it's basic puzzles like that. It's nothing too complex.
And the puzzles too are like, I've played Zelda games, I've played Dragon Warrior games and stuff like. And sometimes it can be super like unless you have the main like the how to beat the game book in front of you. Sometimes these puzzles are like there's no rational explanation as to why you would have to go to this place and do this thing and grab this object. And like I said, when I'm playing video games, I don't play them very often. So when I do, I just want to sit down, get it real quickly, and then play it. And that's something I was able to do with this. So
Kevin's Trekkie says that they like driving games and to play Pug or Call of Duty. So
I love driving games. Yeah, driving games are good. I used to play Gran Turismo 3 quite a bit, way back in the day.
Yeah. The last game I really just tear through and I really loved was that the latest Ninja Turtles game, the Shredder's Revenge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a remake of like the classic side-scrolling beat 'em ups.
Oh, nice.
Those are like my favorite types of games, like the beat 'em ups.
What system is that for, or did you play?
I have it on my PS4, but it's basically on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also it gets repetitive, but it's fun.
Well, what's the name of it again? Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You get to play as all the turtles or Casey Jones, April O'Neil.
Yeah.
They did a DLC maybe a year ago, so I got a few other new characters. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
most
fun.
of the games I play now are just on my cell phone. Like I've got a lot of downtime when I'm, either on my lunch or waiting for a load or whatever. I play a lot of Candy Crush.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost on level 8,000 of Candy Crush.
Okay.
So,
I play a lot of Magic Arena.
Okay.
Because I like playing Magic. So
yeah. I played Magic twice.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah. And that's, Magic is a game. It's funny. I look over, I can see a Magic card right now.
Nice.
Magic is a game that I avoided it for a very long time because it looked super, super complicated. And you're looking at a guy who it probably could never learn like gin rummy or spades or anything like that, just because I don't have the patience for it. But Magic is one of those things that you really can get in pretty quickly.
Yeah, they call it cardboard crack for a reason.
Yeah. And it's kind of like chess. Like it's pretty easy to learn, and it takes a while to master.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I have read somewhere that it is considered the most complex game that humanity has ever created.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you can dive into it fairly quickly.
Kevin Streggy says, as a fellow truck driver, I do the same. The first-person shooters on phones are fun too. So.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Jasmine, Skyrim is my favorite game of all time. There you go.
I used to get quite heavy into for the PlayStation 2.
Okay.
I played Star Wars Episode 3.
Oh, nice.
90,000 Ways from Sunday.
Okay.
I became so proficient at it. I just, for some reason, you could get into that game really quick. The gameplay was amazing. Had a couple of, I had an alternate ending, so that was a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess we're not even talking about the game anymore, really. So, yeah, that's basically our review. It's fun. It's not the best, but it's fine.
Yeah, if you've got a Switch and you've got $5 and you've got a couple hours to kill and you're a Star Trek fan, and maybe this will get you into Prodigy a little bit. I mean, the Prodigy, the show is not bad. It's fun. It's more geared towards little kids, but there's a lot of shows geared towards kids that grown-ups enjoy. So I would definitely check it out. I've watched season 1 of Prodigy. We just started season 2, so
it hit me as I was playing the game. Prodigy is the Star Trek version of Skeleton Crew because it's the same premise.
Absolutely.
They accidentally get a ship, and what are the kids going to do now?
Yep. And they sort of have an adult that guides them, but
yeah. It's interesting how they're very parallel if you look at that. So.
Absolutely. And I just finished Skeleton Crew. I thought it was good.
Oh yeah, I liked it too. I thought
it was good.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it was its own story that doesn't affect Star Wars as a whole.
Right. Yeah.
It
was a fun story.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our review. Let me get to the next thing, our listener feedback.
Listener feedback.
All right. So I asked people to X up in the chat, and it looks like Chazbiz did, so we should expect him shortly. But yeah, so did we get any emails or voicemails? Did you see anything?
I did not get, I don't have access to the voicemails, but I did not get emails. I'm very disappointed. I want somebody to email me so I can read it on the show. Okay. So I want you to email me at strongbeard1701@gmail.com. You can ask me a question, hurl insults. I don't care. I will read it live on the show.
Yeah. And you can connect with us on social media. We're on all the socials, trekcasttng on, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok,
Instagram. Yeah.
And then, there's the number too for voicemails if you want to leave one. 570-661-0001. That's 570-661-0001. So
and all that information is on our website.
And in the show notes.
Yep. Trekcast.com. So show notes, all that kind of stuff. Yep. So leave, and same thing with the voicemail. Please, leave all your compliments to Dan and all your horrible insults to me on the voicemail. We will play them live.
That's right. Chazbiz is on. Let me bring him in. So here we go. There he is. What's going on? Where are you at now?
Miami.
Okay.
Miami.
What are you doing in Miami?
Going on a cruise. So
nice.
Awesome. What cruise line?
Royal Caribbean.
Nice. Yep. What ship?
Symphony of the Seas.
Okay.
Yeah, because Icon's the newest, and this one's like one of the other ones. So.
Okay. Those are big ships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went on Adventure of the Seas over the summer, and that was one of their medium.
Oh no, we lost him.
No, we lost him.
Amazing.
Okay.
I highly recommend a cruise for anybody who's never been on one. Have you ever been on one?
Yes, it's been a while though. It's been like since 2011. So.
Yeah. My dad goes on a cruise like once a year now. For the past few years. Yeah. Him and my brother. So. They tell me about all the food they eat.
It's like going through a portal because you're going to a different area in Miami.
Yeah.
It's cold in Oklahoma, and come here and it's like beach weather.
Yeah.
Different universe.
That's crazy.
Nice.
That's good. So, have you played the game?
No,
Star Trek Prodigy?
I didn't even know about it. I probably would have downloaded it and played it on the plane. So
yeah, we can play it on the way back.
Yeah. So I'll have to buy it for the Switch because I usually have that on me.
There you go. Yeah, it's a fun little game. You might like it. It's repetitive though. Just know that.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, I play Star Trek Fleet Command, so that's my Star Trek game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun game, but it's kind of pricey. So because
Kevin Strenke says cruises are pretty fun, but the last time on one was teens with my parents, Panama Canal.
That sounds like trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble with a capital T.
Now, Chazbiz, let me ask you this. Did you get the full drink package?
I think it's like $900 if you get the drink package.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the full drink package is $900. How much was it?
It was like $900 for two of us.
$900 for two of us, yeah. So.
Wow.
So no.
What is the drink package? What does that mean?
I think it's unlimited drinks, right?
It is, but you gotta drink like 6 a day.
But you got to drink like 6 a day to get your money's worth.
Oh, come on, got a fella like you. Now that includes all the specialty coffees and everything else, but yeah, you get all unlimited alcoholic drinks and.
Okay. A-Wolf asks, "What about the official Trek cruise? Are you guys ever going to go on one year?"
That actually looks fun.
It looks like a lot of fun, but I've heard it's expensive.
It's really, it's extremely expensive.
That would be the kind of thing we would have to do, like a 2 or 3 year crowdfunding.
Kind
of thing.
GoFundMe.
Isn't it
because I've thought about that.
It's like 2 or 3 times what just a normal cruise, right?
Yes, my wife looked at it last year because it's like, hey, we got to do this, and the packages were so expensive.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I could do it, man.
Yeah.
I have an apprehension towards cruises because when I was in news, we did a ton of stories about people go on these cruise ships, and then they all get really sick because you got a large amount of people in a small environment.
Yeah.
And so illness
It's
just
bacteria
spreads.
dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
why I
just
got
a
my
giant
flu
petri
shot.
dish on the ocean.
Yeah. It's like, got my flu shot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get sick on the cruise because that's no fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And plus, you know, they can quarantine you in your room where, you know, you're locked in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If they ever find out you're sick, like really sick, they will put like a quarantine deal and lock you in your room.
Oh, man.
Yeah. My wife just said she's been trying to get me to go on a Star Trek cruise for a long time.
Okay.
Your wife did?
And you know, maybe in a couple 3 years we might do it. You know, but you're right, it is expensive.
Yeah.
The per person double price is it's a lot. So
Yeah, it's a lot.
But in a way, for Trekcast to be a good way to interview like the people, the cast. Like,
oh yeah,
one interview.
Because you're right there for a week, and I'm sure
you're trapped with them. They're trapped with
press.
you.
I'm sure we could get some one-on-one kind of thing.
Yeah.
So check. Just go to www.coffee.com. That's ko-fi.com/Trekcast, and and donate some shekels, and some wheat pennies and some bits, and we can make this happen.
Yeah. So, and then hit the like button because that helps with the algorithm.
Hit the like button. All that stuff helps the algorithm. Like when you comment on like a TikTok video, or you heart the TikTok video, Instagram, Facebook, any of that stuff, it all helps to push more of that content out there. So even just if you're just scrolling by, just hit the like button or just make a quick comment like hi. It helps the algorithm.
Use AI to write a comment. Just find the most random thing.
Kevin says if you did a GoFundMe, I'd be willing to contribute. Send you and your spouse. I think a report from you guys would be worth it. So there you go.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. And then A Wolf asking the real questions. How did Mrs. Strongbeard's birthday go, Scott?
Fine. I guess you'd have to ask Mrs. Strongbeard herself how she liked her birthday, but
I want to know how she likes being called Mrs. Strongbeard.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, she probably doesn't like being called Mrs. Strongbeard, but hey.
Is she sad that she's turning 29 and then next?
Yeah, she's very sad that she's turning 29. Yeah,
it's the last year of her 20s. And
that's right. That's right.
She's got to deal with it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, she would love to go on a cruise, and it's something that we've thought about. Maybe saving up for 2 years in advance or 3 years in advance. To go.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe a Patreon thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So
one thing we can bring up since we got a little bit of time. So it is the Super Bowl this week and or tonight, and we've gotten new trailers for Fantastic Four. We got a new trailer for the new Jurassic Park, and potentially we're going to get something for Superman today. Yeah, during the Puppy Bowl, they're supposed to release something.
Oh, that's smart. Okay.
Out of the three, which one are you most excited for? Those
Superman.
Movies?
Yeah, Superman.
Yes.
And Mrs. Strongbeard has said her birthday was pleasant and uneventful. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Uneventful.
Which is exactly how she wanted it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I guess all three of those movies come out in July too, which is kind of nuts.
Which I never understand why put the three biggest movies in 1 month, and not
because that's when the most amount of people are going into theaters.
It's like spread the wealth. You could do May, June, July, right there.
Yeah,
and then you have the weeks, and you're not all back to back on the blockbuster.
So, have you guys heard the lawsuit that's going on with the Superman movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to go over it real quick, but this is from Reuters. Basically, a lawsuit is accusing the new movie, James Gunn's new Superman movie, of violating copyright. It's coming from the estate of one of the co-creators. It's the estate of the Superman illustrator Joe Shuster.
Yeah,
co-created it.
There's something with in certain countries the law reads that after a certain amount of time, the rights just automatically revert back to the creator.
Right.
So what they're saying is DC needed the estate's permission to make the movie and to put it in those countries. I'm sure it'll get settled out of court. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue.
More than likely, and we're hoping so, because if it doesn't, the countries that it's looking at are large, big deal countries like Canada, Great Britain, and Australia.
Right, those are big markets. So
yeah. So I'm hoping nothing happens to take away from this movie. So yeah, I'm excited about Superman. I'm a big Superman fan. I know Dan is this big Superman fan.
Oh yeah,
and
he has Superman tattoo. So
yeah. So I'm like
fan.
this close to getting one, this close to getting a Superman tattoo, but I probably won't. But my love for Superman and my love for Star Trek are both up there. The Fantastic Four movie, this is like third time's a charm, I guess. It's kind of the hope.
I think it looks fun.
It does.
I like it's a one-off. It's not really they're gonna combine it all together with the Avengers and all that, but it's kind of their own kind of world right now.
Right.
It looks like it takes place in the 60s, like that retro vibe.
Retro futuristic.
Alejandro says, Chaz is in a hotel. I got here late. He's in witness protection.
Yes. You see? I'm in Miami. I'm being held by the cartel.
He's blowing it by being on the internet, but whatever.
Get me some booger sugar tonight.
There you go. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Chazbiz is not his legal name.
That's right.
No,
It's not what it says on his birth certificate. No.
No.
Which was surprising. That's what our investigators found out. So.
We'll find him.
Yeah. How about the new Jurassic World movie?
Okay, they're trapped on an island.
They're trapped on an island with dinosaurs.
And then everybody dies except 3 of them, and then they get off the island.
Yeah, they made that movie once, didn't they?
Yeah.
I do like that
they made it like 4 times.
Let's go to the island with dinosaurs.
Yeah. I do like that they have like mutant dinosaurs, stuff that never got all the way made.
Yes.
Yeah. So that looks interesting to me. I think it's a really silly plot of like, we need to get blood samples from the 3 biggest versions of dinosaurs from the land, sea, and air. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think when they were pitching this movie, they were just like, okay, we're going to do another Jurassic World. Nah, I don't think so. Oh, come on. We're going to have even bigger dinosaurs this time. Nah, I don't, oh, it's going to be this genetic thing. And it's going to be the same plot and the same storyline, kind of, but we're going to twist it a little bit. And they're like, no. All right. We're going to put Scarlett Johansson in it.
Yeah.
By God, let's do it.
Scott, you're being called out in the chat.
Am I?
Somebody has listed your priorities. It's Star Trek, Superman, then wife.
Oh.
Okay. Not necessarily in that order.
Oh, wow.
I love you, honey.
Star Trek, then wife.
Hey, Chazbiz, you got room down there for me?
I got a sofa in the room, so yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I'm looking up flights to Miami right now.
Correct.
Nice. All right. Well,
so as long as you're on the ship by 1 o'clock, you're all right. So
okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
It'd be a quick flight from Michigan. So
yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much wrapping it up, because now Strongbeard's got to go.
No, wait. Can we continue the show, please? I don't want to leave this place.
Stretch it.
I may or may not be back for next week.
You might be in the basement with Chad.
Right? Yeah.
Now, Daniel, what's your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know if I have a favorite game in particular. I don't know. Maybe Maybe Super Mario 3. I love playing that
Oh,
game.
I love that game.
Yeah.
I'd say 3, and then Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Super Mario
once
World
you
was
got
one of the.
Yoshi, it was like so different.
I will say though, I got Super Mario Wonder,
Mm-hmm.
and that game is just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is that for the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
All the,
Mario Wonder.
a majority of the Mario games on there are amazing. So
yeah, they're all pretty good.
make
But
sure they're made
what-
by like the Nintendo ones. So
Yeah.
you
I
know,
played a
And
couple
Super
of
Mario
Mario.
Wonder, that's not like a sequel to another one, is it? It's just its own
No,
standalone.
It's just its own thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of musical, which is weird.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And like every time you jump, like they'll kind of dance and everything. It's really weird.
Yeah. Well, and what's weird is it doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. It takes place in the Flower Kingdom. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My least favorite Mario game of all time is Super Mario 2.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that wasn't really
was
Mario.
actually, yeah, that was actually really a different game. They just slapped Mario on there.
Exactly. Yep. I couldn't beat it without the Game Genie.
Yeah.
Yes, that one was so because you had Mauser and then you had like all these different characters on the game, and it made zero sense.
Desiree says all the Tomb Raiders. Yeah, those are good games.
Yeah, she loves the Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, I played the I guess it's the latest one, the remake. Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't played.
I'll have to get
anybody play
the new Tomb Raider
Jones
for Switch.
game?
Which one, Jasmine?
Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, the new one that came out.
That one is excellent.
I haven't played it yet.
Is it better than the last movie?
Guy that who voices Harrison Ford. I mean, it's weird. It's almost like uncanny. Like it's like holy crap, he's almost Harrison
Sounds
Ford.
just like him, huh?
Yes, it's really strange.
Yeah.
And
I
hate to say, I think I like the plot on the game better than the new movie. So.
Waiting game says any Zelda or Final Fantasy game will get me every time. Yeah, man. I love the Zelda games. I never got into Final Fantasy. They look interesting. I just never played them. But
I tried getting into the Final Fantasy games. They were again a little complex, kind of a high learning curve, a lot of stuff to do. I played Final Fantasy Legends for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And I got to the very last level, and I could never, for the life of me, even later on in life when I found the game again, I could never beat the end boss.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I can't play games for more than like 30 minutes, and then I'm like, I need to do something else.
Yeah.
You know, I'm done. So even if I love the game, I tap out after half an hour.
Yeah.
So like
I enjoy playing Madden with my son sometimes. That's
Madden's fun. You know,
and they just came out for about the last 10 years. There hasn't been an NCAA equivalent of Madden college football, and they just came out with one for the PS5.
Oh, cool!
And we got our son a PS5 for his birthday, and I got both Madden and college ball for us.
So did Michigan go to the national championship or?
Yeah, we. I love playing Michigan. I love as Michigan.
Well, so, like when you have like a big team, it's easier to win on there. But when you have like a really crappy team, it takes a while.
Right.
You gotta
the last time we played,
build them up.
He played as Oregon and I played as Michigan, and he plays a lot more than I do, and I was able to beat him.
Oh, okay.
There you go. What's funny about those games, like they're all the same, and you kind of go back to them even like 10 years later, and you still pick it up.
Yeah, because I don't care about the latest roster. I bought like a random Madden from like several years ago, and I got it for like $3 at GameStop, and that's what I play.
Yeah.
So who's your team
on Madden?
Yeah.
I'll either play as the Raiders or Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
Yeah.
Because your region, like, I have no idea, like, what your region would be. You know,
it would be Seattle. Yeah.
No pro football teams in Idaho.
No, surprisingly not. Although if I did NCAA, I'd probably go Boise.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's that field. It's like Boise has that blue Smurf field. So
It's very blue in person.
And it's the ugliest field I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. There's a college up here, Eastern Washington University, and so when Boise had the blue, they came out with their own, and it's red.
Yes, it's like bright red.
It's a nightmare on TV. It looks terrible. But
yeah, especially on HDT. Oh man, it like pops and it's uglier sin.
Yeah.
See,
they need to reintroduce football into Star Trek.
Hey, it's the Super Bowl, so
they've talked about tennis, they've played darts, they've played baseball.
Water polo.
Yep. So
yeah.
Parisi squares. They need to bring football into it.
Hey, that's the Star Trek game they ought to create because nobody knows what Parisi squares is, and you can make up anything for it.
I am shocked they have not introduced soccer into Star Trek.
Yeah.
Well, no. Worf killed a guy in soccer.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Yeah. The only soccer reference in Star Trek was a kid accidentally killing another kid.
Yes.
It was just rough seas Jazz with the shaky cam.
I know. I got the shaky cam. I'm all talking here and standing in the corner with sunlight. So
there you go.
It's a really dark room.
Okay.
It's like for some reason I don't know. She rented a different room. She's not in here. But,
well, I'll try to have a better background setup. So if I sound okay right now, I'm probably going to do this setup next week. Do I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is exactly how I did it on the cruise last year, and I noticed that the voice quality was just as good when I was like on the cruise with no mic or headphones as it was when I was at home in my office.
Yeah.
And for some reason lately, I haven't been getting good internet, the internet setup that I have right now. So I might just do it like this from now on.
All right. Huh.
Yeah. I know. I'm just doing it on my iPhone.
They need to make a water polo game with Captain Archer. Yes.
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
I forgot they played water polo once.
He loved it.
Enterprise.
Yeah. That was
yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Let's say.
What other sports?
But you know what would be funny if they had water polo, but they had the dolphins from Citation Ops. You know.
Yeah. Oh, what was the game that? What was the game that Riker and his dad played?
Oh,
where you have to be blind and you have sensors on the end of your pogo stick.
Something like Taekwondo, Ju-Kwando.
Yeah, it was like
a combination of other
pugils. It was like a pugil.
Yeah. Martial arts.
We did that in the Army. We played with pugils.
But you have to have like a rubber helmet on that you can't see anything, and hit your father and have this whole.
Yeah, I'd like to play that with my son.
Yeah. I see Scott taking off the helmet and just beating him.
A waiting game. That's something we missed from Burnham. She had no quirks. What was her favorite beverage? What did we ever learn that? Yeah, that was one thing we talked about. Like, I know that Tilly liked ice cream, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burnham liked to play tic-tac-toe, and her favorite beverage was water.
There you go.
So I just made her backstory.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a lot more interesting the backstory that the writers gave her.
Which is weird. They had like 6 years to develop this character, and there really wasn't much of a backstory.
Yeah, they didn't really do a lot. They could have.
I was like, you had 6 years, and I guess because the first two, they're everything's undercover, so she couldn't really go home much, and then they go 10,000 years in the future, or 1,000 years.
Even without Dad here, all roads lead to bashing Discovery.
Indeed.
Well, I know it's I don't know what it is. It's just
yeah.
Well, Discovery was something that could have been so much more.
We wanted it to be better. We wanted it to be better.
It's like it's not really hating on Discovery. I just wanted more from it. It just
like Paramount is saying, they've made a lot of money with Star Trek. So
well, that's good, and hopefully, like you said, you show that chart. Maybe somebody is out there, a billionaire that's a Trekkie.
Yeah,
that will buy it.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, and speaking of buying stuff, let's go over to trekcast.com and pick up some merch. We got some Star Trek shirts over there, or Trekcast shirts over there.
Yep, so, we do.
I love mine. This is like a really nice T-shirt. It's not like a crappy.
Yeah, they're pretty good quality, and
these tees are really nice.
Yeah, and because the Chop tees, they're pretty much free in most countries free shipping in most countries.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's pretty great.
It saves you.
Yeah.
Buy a beanie. It's cold.
It is cold.
Right. Yeah. So
Star
check it
Trek
out.
Beanies.
All
Star
right.
Trek hats.
Yeah.
What about a lunchbox? Do you guys have a lunchbox yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe
Oh,
someday.
something to think about. Hey, you know what we need is patches. We need Trekcast patches.
Yeah, we need some patches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some badges. We
I'll
don't
see
need
what I
no
can get
stinking
done.
badges.
Okay.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap it up if we're just talking about merch and all that at this point.
Okay.
Hey, you guys got to go on this cruise, so you got to talk it. You got to upsell.
We'll see. We'll see.
Merchandising.
Yeah.
Merchandising. Come
There
on.
you go.
If we can get that merch going, and we can get the coffee account, and maybe some
You guys get the money. Go to Star Trek
Patreon going on or something.
Yeah.
See all these celebrities interview the cast and crew.
Oh my God! I realized what we can sell if we go on the cruise: vomit bags for people get seasick or drink too much.
Trekcast vomit bags. That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
great. And speaking of vomit, if you do like a Patreon thing and we do like something extra for the patrons, I'd be willing to do like a little dance or sing a little song or I'd be willing to go the extra mile for Trekcast.
And only beards.
Only beards have a. Is that your OnlyFans is called?
I can do like a 30-second video of me just stroking my beard.
Yes. Quite distinguished. Yes.
I'll just keep growing it out and just keep doing this. Is that doing it for anybody watching the video?
The chat is lighting up. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me know in the comments.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah.
Bye, Mom.
All right. Bye.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines. So I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?